Okay, here we go with video 2. I hope that you at least kind of enjoyed video 1. I'm not meaning to burden you with these videos, but to clarify and further expand some of the topics that we're talking about. And in video 2, we're talking about what is personality. And from that, we're going to visit a little bit about personality theories. I will say at this time that as far as personality is concerned, we all have one. It's kind of like fingerprints. Our personalities are different. And where the theories really play into this is uh, when is personality really developed? And I think that this is a good question. If you can think back to when you were in the 3rd grade, I can, and that's a lot further thinking on my part than on your part. But I can think back when I was in the 3rd grade and when I was in the 4th grade. The individuals that I knew at that time and played with at that time and still know today and keep in contact with today, even though the contact is somewhat spread out and not as regular as I would like to have it be. But their personalities, other than maturity, but the personalities have pretty much remained intact. Looking at this at an individual basis, the personality that I have now is basically the same personality that I had when I was in elementary school. 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade, it hasn't changed. Now, like I said, there is a maturity factor in this, so I have somewhat matured. Hopefully, sometimes my wife questions my maturity, but I really have somewhat matured. So, but looking at personality, if you think back, I think that it is pretty much the same. Like I say, events could change it. Events can alter a personality, particularly a traumatic event. Maturity will somewhat modify or a slight nuance as far as personality is concerned. But personality, as a rule, I have to be careful here because about the time I make a statement, somebody will raise their hand or question, but this doesn't always happen, and that's true. So what is personality? We're going to visit a little bit about chapter 1 and start on chapter 2. But personality is enduring traits, meaning they're lasting, and behaviors that are relatively permanent. Now, this doesn't mean that they can't change, but they are relatively permanent. And when we talk about theories, then, we're going to be looking at probably, close to 10 to 15 theories. We want to get those in mind. But when we look at theories, even though there are possibly thousands of theories, at least hundreds of theories, and maybe each one of you have a theory on personality. But basically what we're talking about is that it is a trait. And we're looking at a theory then, and this is basically in chapter 1. Excuse me. We're looking at a theory. A theory is an assumption. This is what I feel like. And this assumption can lead to a hypothesis, which is basically an educated guess, and then this educated guess can be tested. Now, I'm going to go on just a little bit further. Like I say, this is the material in chapter 1. I hope that you've completed the Big 10, and we have a quiz, I think a 5-point quiz for chapter 1, and I'm going to continue on here for just a little bit. There may be some overlapping with the next video, but nonetheless, I'm going to continue on. And this is a personality overview. So there are basically three forces in theories of personality. We have a psychoanalytical, behaviorism, and humanism. Now, there's a theory out that individuals adhere to, and this theory is called the rebirthing theory. I'll say this again, rebirthing theory. And it is to control children who may have behaviors that are not wanted. I'm not saying that the behaviors are good or bad. I'm just saying the behaviors are not wanted by adults. So it is the rebirthing theory. And basically what this theory says is that some way the fetus to the infant was caused to be dysfunctional as they were being born, as they were sliding down the birth canal. So what is necessary then is to have these individuals, we'll say they're 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, to have these individuals experience sliding down the birth canal. One incident that took place, they wrapped the youngster up, 10-year-old girl, wrapped her up in sheets, bound her tightly in sheets, and then put some blankets on her. Now, a 10-year-old girl weighs what? 50 pounds? I'm just throwing out a number here. And so they bound her up tightly in sheets. Then they put blankets around her. Then 4 or 5 adults sat on her. So we have, what, 4 or 5 adults weighing anywhere from, we'll say, 600, 700 pounds, not quite sure what it was. But they were sitting on her. And, of course, the girl was bleeding. Let me go, let me go. I can't breathe, I can't breathe. I'm gagging. And she vomited. But they sat on her for a while. Remember, this was to correct an unwanted behavior. It's not a good or bad behavior. It's just an unwanted behavior. So after a while, it was working. The girl was not moving anymore. She was still. So they unwrapped her, thinking, hey, our theories worked and this is wonderful. And so they unwrapped, took the blankets off of her. Well, first of all, they got off of her, took the blankets off of her, unwrapped her from the sheet, and she was dead. That is a theory. I know that it is sad. The incident did happen, and I just wanted to bring this out to you. We have 3 forces. We have the psychoanalytical force, we have the behaviorism force, and we have the humanism force. Now, we do have some additional theories, so as we go through this, I'm going to further explain this in the next video. So until video 3, you have a good day. Be sure you have the Big Ten in, and reading the chapters in the book. Should have chapters 1 starting on chapters 2 in the text read, and then I will be coming along with video 3. So until I see you on video 3, you have a good day.